Okay, welcome back to another episode of Banking Without Borders. Today we're looking at status accounts from the big four high street banks, including NatWest, HSBC, Barclays and Lloyds. And these accounts typically require income of $75,000 to $100,000 to qualify, or substantial savings and investments. They offer preferential rates, travel insurance, cashback, you've got lounge access, of course you've got concierge services, and in the case of one of these accounts, and arguably the best, you also get some great international banking features. Now, we've structured the episode in order of weakest to strongest. Of course, this is our opinion and yours may differ, so please, if you're watching this on YouTube, then feel free to comment below if you agree or disagree with our ranking or anything in this episode, because it's always great to hear from you. But yes, we've got a bit of a ranking going on here, and Jan, I think we should begin obviously with our weakest, and in this case it's Lloyds Premier.
Yeah, Johnny, it absolutely is. Maybe the switching bonus is the highlight even.
Of course.
In my opinion, it's looking at these four accounts. In my opinion, the Lloyds Premier account is the worst. Yeah, due to a few different facts. To even open that account, you got to hold at least £100,000 in assets. That could be savings or investments with Lloyds, or you need to pay in £5,000 per month. If you don't do that, you still get the account, but you got to pay £15 per month as a fee. I think the majority of the value comes from a health subscription, Bupa Digital Family General Practitioner and Wellbeing subscription. That's worth £600 a year. It's basically an online subscription that lets you access remote health consultations. Did I get that right?
Yeah. I think this is immediately like a red flag, isn't it? Like, you're getting these health services from Bupa, but we're talking about like physiotherapy that's remote.
Digital physiotherapy. Yeah.
I personally would prefer my physiotherapy face-to-face. Mental health support is also remote. You get up to 14 counseling sessions each year. That's pretty awesome, but it's also remote. And look, Better Health, for example, is it Better Health? It's BetterHelp. BetterHelp, for example, is an online therapy platform, and that seems to have succeeded massively. So this must work for some people, Jan, but personally, when it comes to mental health support or counseling, I'd rather do that face-to-face. But yes, buddy, this is all digital. I think that's an important thing to note.
BetterHelp sold their customers data, but let's not go into detail. They've been in trouble, so let's not recommend them on this podcast, Johnny.
Well, I wasn't recommending them. I would say I wasn't recommending them. I simply just said they've thrived in the world of digital counseling.
Oh, they surely have thrived. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. So what this doesn't include prescriptions. This doesn't include any sort of maternity care or vaccinations. It's remote consultations. That's what it is. I've never used this kind of any kind of service like that. I've never had a remote consultation with a doctor. If I need to go to the doctor, I'll find one down the street and I visit them in person. And I think that's how most people do it. Yeah. So I barely see the sense in this personally.
As a package as a whole, it could look quite compelling because there's also 1% cashback available on this account on most debit card spending, which is capped at £10 per month. You get an annual lifestyle benefit as well. That's the classic Club Lloyds lifestyle benefit that's available right now. That includes 12 months of Disney Plus, the ads tier. So that's like the cheapest tier available. You get or you can have 6 cinema tickets or a coffee club and gourmet society membership, which is worth £35 per year. That could include discounted restaurants or cinema tickets. And there's also a potential magazine subscription if you like, which could be like Men's Health delivered to your door. So there's a little bit of value starting to build up there, ultimately for free. Although, Jan, I think it's important that we should all note this. These accounts might be free if you are willing to deposit a large sum of money into the Lloyds, Barclays, NatWest or HSBC's bank accounts, but you are doing them a huge favor, right? You're giving them a large sum of money that they can then go and reinvest or earn interest on. So although this is free, you're ultimately doing a lot for them and you deserve a lot in return. And so far with this Lloyds account, I don't see the value.
You are doing a lot for them, and in that context, these benefits definitely seem underwhelming.
Are they giving us anything else, buddy? Is there anything else? Come on, there must be something else.
Well, you can get interest on balances up to £5,000, but that requires 2 direct debits per month.
Oh, wow. And what's the percentage?
Interest rates, it's not just, the interest rates, it's between 1.5% and 3%, all right? But only up to £5,000.
And that's on current account balances, so they're unlocking current account interest as a result of 2 direct debits.
I think that's almost ridiculous.
And you depositing potentially £100,000 or £5,000 a month in income.
you're a high net worth customer, you should get the best interest rates possible. But if you have a quick look at Deposit Scout, these interest rates that Lloyds are providing here, they're subpar. They're not good at all. I mean, you can get easy access interest rates of easily 1 to 1.5% more right now, and it's I can hardly grasp this. I can hardly grasp this, how this is interesting for some people.
Yeah, I mean, look, the total value estimated by Lloyds for this account is £876 annually. Compared to the other accounts we're going to talk about today, Jan, there's no airport lounge access, there's no bundled travel insurance, there's no airline rewards, there's no international banking infrastructure. This is essentially an account that's offering cashback, Disney Plus,
with ads.
With ads. And that's about it, really. There's some free perks. And this is apparently premium banking. Maybe Barclays Premier can help.
So with Barclays, you get a really nice switching bonus. That's something where we can start at. You get £400 as a switch bonus, plus £600 potentially if you transfer your ISA to Barclays, and I think that's for £100,000 if I'm not wrong. So up to £1,000 of switching bonus.
I'll make sure to update depositscout.com/switch-offers. So I'll put a link in the description box so you can learn everything there is to know about these switch offers across all of these accounts that offer them. I'll pop that in the description box with more details, because you could, like Jan just said, get up to £1,000 for switching to this account. Sorry, buddy, carry on.
That's a lot. That's a lot, yeah. In order to qualify, you need to either receive £75,000 in gross annual income or have £100,000 of savings / investments with Barclays. That's the lowest income threshold from all four. If you look at the annual income alone, it's still quite a lot. I don't know how many people in the UK earn 75k and above. If you qualify, you get a base account, and it gives you Apple TV Plus without ads this time, and that's worth £10 a month. Pretty nice. You can also get better mortgage and interest options, and something that they call Premier support, which is better availability in case you need to reach someone if something goes wrong on your end. And I think, where this account really gets interesting, Johnny, is probably with these add-ons that Barclays offers, right?
Yeah, this is where the value lies. So I'm afraid to say that at this point, you're not being charged for this account. Obviously, you are giving them a large sum of money, but at this point, it's still a little bit weak. But when you look at the Barclays Avios rewards bolt-on that's available with this account, things do start to get quite interesting. You can get 25,000 Avios points as a welcome bonus. You have to switch via the current account switching service. That's really compelling straight away. That's going to cost you £12 per month. It's not a contract though, so you can get out if you wish. There's a 7,000 Avios point anniversary bonus as well, Jan, with that. That's nice if you complete the anniversary of the 12 months. And you're also getting a recurring 1,500 Avios points per month, which could be 18,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if we tally that up, Jan, we put the welcome bonus, the anniversary bonus, the recurring reward, 1,500 points per month. It's 50,000 Avios points in that first year.
Could be. It's probably the cheapest way to actually purchase Avios. So you're getting, in this first year, you're getting 3 Avios per penny and 1.5 Avios per penny starting year 2. And that's the cheapest way to purchase Avios. To give you an example, typically they're for sale at around 0.5 Avios to 0.6 Avios per penny when British Airways just sells them on their website. Then they have boost periods sometimes where you can get up to 1 Avios per penny. So this is an excellent way to obtain Avios if you really have to buy them. Would I recommend everyone to buy Avios using this service? No. Probably not. Only if you're British Airways frequent flyer, or your Qatar Airways frequent flyer, or Iberia or Finnair, Cathay Pacific, these airlines that use Avios, and you wanna redeem these Avios for flights on these airlines, then this can be an excellent way to travel for an affordable price.
Should probably mention, I didn't say this earlier, but that 7,000 bonus anniversary reward, Jan, you can instead have a cabin upgrade voucher. Which could be really quite compelling. I think that would enable you to upgrade from premium economy to, say, Club World or business. I like that about it too. And again, that reiterates the whole idea, though, that you've got to be someone that's invested in the BA ecosystem to make that worthwhile. But you can immediately see, right, Jan, if you're not interested in this, it's a hard stop, isn't it? It's probably not for someone. Historically, this account would have been quite compelling for someone who might not be interested in Avios, because you could bolt on the Travel Plus pack that Barclays offer. Now, this gives you a protection layer. It includes multi-trip travel insurance. It includes RAC breakdown that's really comprehensive. You get personal breakdown cover. And it also, I think, includes small business vehicles as well, which is quite unique. There are lounge visits also available, lounge passes, I should say, with the Travel Plus pack. Although that's a bit shit, excuse my French, Jan. But they actually, with those lounge passes, you have to pre-book, and pre-booking costs money. You could run the risk of trying to show up, but typically you're made to pre-book. So although these lounge passes are included in this Travel Plus pack at the cost of £22.50 per month, I should mention, you may have to pay an extra £6 per visit, which is just so shit.
It's only six lounge visits, right? That you get every year.
Yeah, so that could be an additional £36 on top. But yeah, historically, having this bolt-on made this account quite interesting, but it is gradually deteriorated in quality. So it's gone up from £22.50 per month in April. It's going up to £26 per month, this bolt-on. And look, with those lounge passes as well, I don't see how that's going to make this Barclays Premier account more compelling. And I think the big sell here is this Avios rewards system. So NatWest Premier, we gave this account second because it is really rich in value, isn't it, buddy? There's a lot to be said about this account.
Yeah, Premier Select is free. That's what you get if you just meet one of the criteria. Basically, waives international transaction fees, gives you £500 of interest-free overdraft buffer. I doubt that you need that if you have that many assets, but that's another story. It's being advertised, and then you also get a dedicated phone line. Premier 24 they call it, which is 24/7 support essentially, and you get the chance to book a time with a Premier banking manager to discuss your investment needs, where I guess NatWest is primarily trying to advertise their product, trying to sell you investment vehicles, investment services, these kind of things.
It feels like that, doesn't it? Feels like a bit of a funnel. Yeah. Premier Reward, the next tier is £2 per month. For that, you obviously get everything that Select includes. And on top of that, you get a £9 per month reward for having 2 direct debits and £1 per month for logging into the app. This is so funny that they're paying people to log into the app. That is classic legacy, isn't it? Classic high street bank, desperate to convert people over to like digitization. You also get 1% or more cashback at partner retailers. It's quite difficult to lock down these real specifics, but I believe you might get access to a Premier manager on your time rather than like booking in advance. When you're going through all of the like different benefits out loud, you just start to realize how convoluted this whole system is. But the big player here is Premier Reward Black, right, buddy, for £36 per month.
That gives you worldwide travel insurance for your family with a £10 million medical cover. That's very generous. Also very generous trip limit of 90 days, which means you can easily cover also extended trips. Also UK and European breakdown cover. Also mobile phone insurance, which is quite nice, and it covers not only your phone but also the phones that your family uses. Home emergency cover.
The thing to note about this though is it doesn't cover properties that have been unoccupied for over 60 days. They've also got Dragon Pass. So that's airport lounge access included. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's concierge services again. That includes VIP access to events. All the stuff you'd expect, like unique experiences, travel arrangements. That's all available. Of course, there's fee-free international spending and ATM withdrawals, and the opportunity to earn 25% cashback on specific retailers. I think that's something that's a bit more ad hoc. Kind of pops up here and there.
I think it's on tickets and on tickets to concerts and shows.
Good.
Right?
Sorry, good point. Yes, no, you're absolutely right.
And that's pretty nice.
That is pretty nice. And honestly, I think this definitely out of the 4 deserves to be second.
If you're frequent event goer, let's say you attend maybe 4 concerts a year, that's already worth it. 100%, I can guarantee that. Yeah. These 25% of cashback, they would easily equal the account fee.
Good breakdown cover, 90-day trip limit for travel on the insurance.
Solid.
The cover does end at 70 on the insurance. I don't know if many over 70s are listening or watching this, but maybe look at Nationwide Flex Plus then, because they have no upper age limit. But ultimately, this is a good account. But the next account is, I think Jan agrees with me, that's why we gave it first place. It's really good.
That's excellent. The HSBC Premier account. In order to qualify, you need at least 100K of savings/investments with HSBC, or receive £100,000 in annual income paid into your HSBC account. What's included is basically a lot of things, to be honest. Worldwide travel insurance, something to keep in mind though, that does cover your whole family, but there's a limitation of 31 days for the trip length. It includes online health services, which is probably pretty similar to what Lloyds is offering through Bupa. Digital appointments, online mental health sessions, online physiotherapy sessions, these kind of things. Also second opinions, and that's where it becomes interesting is that they offer an annual health check where you can basically get your blood tested, right? And that's included here.
We should definitely mention the value here, £2,404, right? That's what HSBC is saying.
So they're claiming it's £2,404 per year. Yeah, that's tremendous. Yeah, if you take advantage of all these things, right, that are included. So the health check, the second medical opinion twice a year, 8 physiotherapy sessions.
Yeah, which is unlikely that you're going to utilize all of those things. But it's really, I mean, out of the 4 anyway, it's the most solid. Particularly that home blood test, which they're saying is worth £79. I've done loads of those, and they're typically worth around 80 to 120 quid. You can make use of that every year.
100%. You should.
You're probably going to get a doctor's summary as well of the results. And those 20 biomarkers are probably going to be really integral, important things. That differentiates it, doesn't it, from the Lloyds Bupa one, which doesn't offer anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. It's more comprehensive. That's definitely the case here.
It goes on. HSBC offer Global View, which gives you an overview of all your HSBC global accounts if that's what you need. And through that global view and through HSBC's global infrastructure, as provided by this account, you can transfer money across all your different accounts. In, I think, the case of HSBC sort of internally transferring money, I think in the case of that, it's going to be free. Jan, I can't confirm that, but I think you're probably getting fee-free transfers. Whether or not you're getting like a lucrative sort of interbank rate, or like a fair exchange rate, we can't confirm that, can we? Because we don't have access to these accounts. But that is advertised, isn't it, as a selling point, is this global view, this global infrastructure of accounts.
Yeah, in order to view HSBC's exchange rates, you actually have to be a customer with them. And that's something we've criticized in the past with the global, the expert account.
The global money account.
That's the case here. And I just wish there was more transparency. But the fact that you can just transfer money between your HSBC accounts from one interface, it's, for sure very, very useful for some people.
Yeah, you also get preferential rates on mortgages and savings. Wouldn't really be that compelled by the savings rates. Mortgage rates could be interesting. I did do a little bit of research. strivemortgages.co.uk. According to them, the rate differences that you'll get with HSBC Premier are usually quite modest and just a few basis points. So on larger loans, it might be more meaningful, but I wouldn't be looking at HSBC Premier as a way to get access to a better mortgage.
Just wanted to mention that this cross-border credit recognition, which is not exclusive to Premier, but this is a really nice thing. And I'm as an expert, I know that firsthand how difficult it is. If you move to a different country, typically you have to rebuild your credit score from zero if you want to work with the local banks there in order to get a loan. HSBC does here, they use Nova Credit, and that basically allows you to apply for mortgages and credit in the UK using your overseas credit history, which is nice because then you don't have to start from zero.
What's not included? Obviously lounge access. At the moment, we haven't mentioned lounge access, but that is possible through the World Elite MasterCard at £290 per year. Doesn't include a partner. So if you want to have like a supplementary card holder, that's £60 per year, Jan. So that way you and your partner could get lounge access through the card. That card also includes accelerated points rewards of 3 points per pound or 4 points for a non-sterling transaction. Push that aside for a moment. Everything else we've talked about with this HSBC Premier account doesn't cost a thing. Besides those, the large £100,000 deposit that you have to make, or the income of £100,000 annually, but ultimately, you're getting a lot, particularly compared to these other providers. Full worldwide family travel insurance, a meaningful, decent digital healthcare product, international banking infrastructure, cross-border credit recognition, as Jan mentioned, and there's also some, better support, available through HSBC Premier support.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you really want launch access, just add that MasterCard, and you're going to be cheaper than NatWest's Reward Black product.
Yeah,
it's going to be cheaper. It's going to have similar benefits, and minus the 25% of cashback on tickets to concerts and shows. But I think that's actually the better option for most people, unless you're a frequent event goer or event attendee. Is that how you call it?
An eventer.
An eventer. Yeah. Sounds like a Pokemon.
So if you enjoyed today's episode and you're watching us on YouTube, please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, please do consider taking the time to rate us. We'd really appreciate that. That's one of the best ways that you can support the podcast and help us grow this. By providing feedback, not only to help us grow, but also for us to learn and understand what you like and how we can improve. We'd really appreciate that.
Thanks everyone for listening. See you in the next episode.